The story begins with the appearance of a black cat reflecting on a puddle. But suddenly there is a rabbit running very fast. Apparently, the rabbit is being hunted by a group of dogs. Luckily, the black cat is not the target of the dog group. We call this black cat by the name Black. The cat continued its journey, with no clear destination in sight. Let's see more. Black entered an empty house, which seemed to be his residence. Black rests after his long journey. Outside, Black ran very fast so as not to be caught by a group of dogs. Black was very smart. To distract some of the dogs, he threw the fish he caught at the dogs, and some dogs were distracted by the fish. But it seems that the diversion failed, so Black was still being pursued. With his agility and flexible body, he passed through the gap between the trees, causing a group of dogs to get stuck. When the rabbit at the beginning of the scene appeared, he also ran because he saw the dogs chasing him earlier. But the dog was trapped but managed to escape from the tree that caught him. How smart Black was. While the dog was trying to escape, he hid, so he escaped because the dog lost the trail. Instantly, the dog that was chasing Black turned back. He saw Black but ignored him. Black looked confused on the other side. There was a group of deer that was running like being chased by something. It turned out that there was a flash flood. Black did not have time to save himself, which he drowned, carried away by the flood current. Not desperate, Black tried to climb a tree branch. How good it was that he survived, but the dog who had chased him came to climb the branch. But Black reached, but it turned out that the branch was broken. They were again carried away by the current, but in the end, survived. The white dog got separated from his friend, so he followed Black. The white dog followed Black to where he lived. The next day, when Black woke up from his bed, he looked at the window, which turned out to be a white dog still in front of his place. Black was surprised and confused because he thought the white dog had left when the floods were over. Not long after that, a group of white dog friends came, but Black looked scared. But it seems that the white dog's intention is to introduce his flock to Black, but he hasn't had time, so the white dog leaves with his flock. After the dog returned to its original place, Black walked to the courtyard in front of the house. There was a very large cat-shaped statue. Black climbed the statue to the top. He had a strange feeling. It turned out that the flood was getting worse. The water level had submerged Black's residence. Black looked confused and how surprised he was when a long and large dragon-like creature appeared in front of Black when Black confused. The intensity of the water is increasing and the height has covered all parts of the statue that Black climbed. Black looks panicked because there is no place to go, but Black sees a boat coming towards him. And he jumped into the boat to save himself from the water that had covered part of his body. Unexpectedly, Black was surprised because in the boat there was not only Black, but there was an otter. And the next day after the boat they boarded was still traveling without direction and purpose. When Black was looking at the river, suddenly a goose bird came and startled him, so that Black fell off the boat. Black continued to try to get on the boat and eventually succeeded, but Black abandoned his intention to return to the boat. Black prefers to swim to continue his own journey, perhaps due to the presence of geese. Black drowned because he could not swim, and suddenly there was a big fish that wanted to surface, but Black was carried on his body, which made him saved. After Black survived drowning, unexpectedly, the swan bird that was in the boat grabbed him, which made Black carried into the sky. Black was dropped from a height by a goose. Thankfully, Black survived because he landed right on the boat and reunited with Otter. Black and Beaver got a new member, Raccoon. The boat they were in leaned against the surface, and then they got off the boat and met the white dog again. However, they were confronted by a group of swans. Black was trying to escape but was trapped by a dead end. The swan who saved Black defended him, even willing to fight for Black, but lost. The white swan was left by his group. Let's say Whitney. Then he invited Whitney to the boat place with the others, and the Black boat members increased by one animal. The scene changed to the next day. There appeared to be another boat, but there was a group of raccoons. Raccoon tried to call his group who had stopped by the boat, but it turned out that the raccoon was left by his group. The journey continued in the middle of nowhere until they saw a sunken city. The city looked very magnificent with a complex-sized design. They circled every corner of the city, but suddenly a giant fish appeared which caused their boat to sway and the fish continued its journey. Seeing all the animals in the boat starving, Black took the initiative to find food by hunting fish in the river. Black shares his catch with the geese and the white dog. After they were all full, there was a white dog friend who was trapped in the flood, so they steered the boat to save the white dog friend. The members of the boat increased by 4 animals so that the number of animals in the boat was 9 animals and they continued their journey. At night, the rain came, the waves were big, and the boat they were on was tossed about. Suddenly, the white swan left the boat for no reason. But Black tried to call out, but he immediately fell because of the big waves rocking the boat. But Black managed to survive. Black pulled over to dry his body, while Black was looking for a high place to find directions and paths where he should go. Instantly, he met a white swan who was looking up at the sky. Then Black approached him. While they were looking at the sky, they were instantly lifted into the sky, but the white swan was carried away by the aurora until it left Black while Black returned to land. After the incident, Black rushed back to look for the boat he was on, but seen from the cliff, the boat left Black and Black tried to catch up with him by desperately swimming. But it seemed that Black was hit by a problem, because the waves were too big. Then Black tried to reach the ball for help so that he could float. When Black resigned to the situation, the flood receded, and luckily Black survived again. After that, he continued his journey to find the whereabouts of his friends, and thankfully, Black met the raccoon again. Raccoon delivered Black to his animal friends. How happy they are to be back together. On the other side, the boat that Black's friends were riding was stuck on a tree. Slowly they saved themselves one by one, but there was an otter left there. Black and his friends tried to save the otter from being harmed. Finally, they managed to save all. But Black's instincts directed him to a place, then Black ran to follow his instincts, and immediately there was a giant fish that was stranded due to the receding flash flood. Black was confused because he didn't know what to do. The other animals approached Black for support, as Black was saddened by the departure of the giant fish that had saved Black's life when he was near death by drowning.